Negotiating an oil output freeze deal will be the main topic of discussion at this year's OPEC meeting in Vienna. Analysts think the likelihood that deal will be reached is thin and aren't expecting any major policy changes.
OPEC scrapped its production target at its last meeting in December. Some analysts point out that the key driver of OPEC continues to be Saudi Arabia, which is the biggest oil producer in the group.
It has command of much greater oil resources than almost every other OPEC nation. Saudi Arabia has the best oil company. They're in the best economic shape. So they really have an outsized power within the OPEC kind of negotiating sphere. And so what they want is probably going to stay the course. One of the things, though, that it's important to remember is that this Saudi policy of unlimited production is not just about market share or about harming Iran or about harming the shale industry. We really do have to keep an eye on the fact that this is a long-term strategy, and it's not something just geared towards maybe knocking out one or two minor players.
In fact, for 2 years, Arabia has stuck to a strategy of fighting for market share. Analysts say the markets will watch for signs of an intensifying battle for market share, especially among Saudi Arabia and Iran. The thinking is that pumping more oil now at relatively lower prices is better than producing less in the future, especially since supplies from North America have shown a steady downtrend, and $50 a barrel oil is just high enough to have an impact, especially on some U.S. producers.
I know a lot of people are looking for oil to really rise more above 50. I would be a little more cautious. I think that a lot of the jump to 50 happened as a result of these temporary production outages and because of some speculation. So I would definitely be more cautious. I wouldn't assume that oil is necessarily going to continue this strong rise.
This will be the first OPEC meeting attended by the new oil minister of Saudi Arabia, Khalid al-Falih. Even though he has a much larger portfolio than his predecessor, overseeing not just energy, but industry, mining, and some other areas as well, Falih visited OPEC headquarters Tuesday to meet OPEC's Secretary General. The 90-minute meeting was seen as a clear display of how seriously Falih takes OPEC, despite being a busy man.